Supervisor Bob Vinson was on night duty on the second floor of the hotel when he saw a strange-looking machine in the corridor which was not present there till a while ago. This floor of the hotel was dedicated for the employees. Seeing this strange machine at this time of the night, the supervisor started feeling something was wrong. It was a metallic box on which another smaller box was connected, and the front part of it looked like a strange control panel. There were a total of 28 switchable keys in the control panel. It was 6:30 in the morning, and this incident happened at Harvey Lake Tay Hotel and Casino in Nevada, which was going to make headlines in the national news in the next 24 hours. For Bob Vinson, it was not just this strange machine. He was on duty almost the whole night, but he did not hear the sound of any machine being placed in the corridor. Whoever had left the machine there had placed it on 4 wooden parts. The pieces were embedded in the carpet of the corridor, which indicated that the machine was very heavy. What made this incident even more strange was that the locks of the doors around the place where the machine was kept had been disabled by someone using super glue. Bob Vinson was still in this dilemma when he found an envelope lying next to the machine, on which was written Harvey Lake is a well-known casino and hotel in the American state of Nevada. At the time we are talking about, it was an 11-story building with 197 rooms. When Bob Vinson, who was present on the second floor of the building, found the envelope, he ran to call the security and later the police and the fire department. At first, no one had the courage to lift the envelope and look inside because everyone suspected that it might be a trap. Later, after shaking it with the help of a broom, it was opened. A total of 3 pages of document was found in this envelope, which was typed on a typewriter. At the top, a headline read warning for hotel management and bomb scud. Below the headline, it was written that one should not try to move this bomb because there is a mechanism inside it that if it is shaken even a little, it will detonate in milliseconds. One should not try to put water or gas in it because there are float switches inside it. If this is done, the air pressure inside the machine will increase, and even in this case it will explode. The screws on the top of the machine are also connected to the trigger, so even if the screw is turned 25 turns, it will explode. In simple words, this bomb was so delicate that even a slight movement could detonate it, at least according to what was written in the letter. 600 guests were sleeping in their rooms at the hotel at that time. The police first evaluated the hotel and asked all the people to go to the parking lot. After that, the bomb squad was called and they first inspected the machine properly. It was a box of about ½ an inch steel sheet which was welded very neatly. Even the places where there were some marks were straightened by applying putty used for car bodies. There were bubble levels on all 4 sides of the box which were probably installed to keep the machine absolutely straight. All these things were making it clear that what is written in the letter is really true. It was further written in the letter that this bomb cannot be stopped by any means. Even the person who made it could not do this. It has an automatic timer. Who are engaged in themselves in the next 24 hours, it can be taken to God only if the management follows the instructions written in this letter. The law enforcement agencies and the bomb squad, seeing the seriousness of the matter, did not take any such step that could lead to the bomb exploding. First of all, they tried to find any fingerprint on the box, but they could not find anything. Then they took its photographs from all sides and x-rayed it with a special x-ray machine so that it could be ascertained whether there was really something inside it or it was just a hoax. Till the x-ray developed, they put a stethoscope on the body of the box and started listening carefully. There was definitely something inside it which was making a sound. Something was constantly moving inside the box. It was claimed in the letter that there was TNT present inside the box, but how much of it was there? At one place in the letter, it was hinted that if the bomb exploded, the people across the road would be shocked. The casino will also suffer a lot of damage, and these words were also written whose translation is you are advised to move people away from the 1,200 feet radius of this bomb. Police officers also evaluated the nearby buildings and shut down the gas pipeline of the hotel, and the casino employees started shifting cash worth lakhs of dollars somewhere else. FBI agents also reached the spot and they made a command and control center for this operation in a nearby building. The faces of the police and law enforcement agencies were screaming that the matter is more serious than it appears, but what were the demands of the person who had placed this bomb here? It was written in the letter that they want $3 million in cash, but the condition is that these should be used 00 rupee notes and there should be no marking of any kind on them, and neither should the notes be coated with any kind of chemical, and it was also written that in case of any trickery, the method of defusing the bomb will not be told, and if the demand is not met within 24 hours, the automatic timers will automatically detonate the bomb. But to whom was this money to be given, and how? When the prepared X-ray film came back from the lab, the blurred black and white pictures supported the claim of the threatening letter to some extent. The small control box fitted on top of the machine was seen in the X-ray to have wires connected to the screw, which was also mentioned in the letter. There was a straight tube in the box, which could possibly be a tilt sensor, and a float valve was also clearly visible. Apart from this, the box below was filled with different cylinders. The police could not get any idea of what these cylinders were made of. One thing was certain, that the person writing the letter was not playing a prank. This machine was really working. There was a bomb. Slowly the 24-hour deadline was getting over, so the authority agreed to give the formality. The information about the delivery of money was also written in the 3-page letter. This money will be delivered through helicopter. Instructions were written for the pilot that he will land near the LTA building at Lake Tahoe Airport at 11 p.m. and the direction of the helicopter should be towards south. After that, the pilot will get down and stand near the fans where he will receive a call, and the rest of the instructions will be given in that call. Remember that there should be only a pilot in the helicopter, no gunman or any other person. To carry out this task, an agent named Joe Cook started the FBI helicopter. $3 million in cash was kept in the helicopter, but all these were fake notes, and a gunman was also hidden behind the pilot's seat in the helicopter. The gunman was given instructions. The FBI agent had to protect him no matter what. At 11 o'clock at night, the FBI agent landed at the place specified by him and stood near the fans. In a short while, the phone booth near the fans rang. The agent picked up the phone, and a person from the other side said that there was a letter under the table of the phone booth. Pick it up and read it. Whoever was on the other side was very smart, and he did not want to stay on the public phone for more than 5 seconds, because the longer the call, the chances of it getting traced increase. This new letter was written to the pilot. It was written that first of all, go towards the helicopter and turn on a flashlight inside and show every corner of the helicopter. Don't forget that we are watching you. After that, take off and go towards Highway 50. After 15 minutes, you will see a strobed helicopter in the jungle on your right-hand side. Near the strobed, turn on the south side. Land facing the other side. There you will find another letter hanging on a tree. The pilot did the same very cleverly and illuminated the cockpit of the helicopter in such a way that it was not visible to the gun, and after taking off, land exactly on the same. He reached the point where he was supposed to see the strobe. After reaching the location, the pilot could not see any strobe probe light anywhere. For the next 1 hour he kept circling in the same place, but there was no movement in the dark night in the jungle. So he came back to the airport and landed. Later he came to know that he could not read the instructions properly, and the place where he actually had to go was miles away from there. To send a message to the person who gave the instructions, a news was aired on TV that there was some confusion about the location in the instructions. When the person who had planned this whole game came to know that the police were still ready to pay him, he called the police station and said, "Harvey, turn the switch number 5 of the machine in this hotel upwards and wait for the next phone call." Maybe he wanted to buy some time to make a new plan. That's why he asked to turn the dummy switch upwards, but now it was too late. At this time it was 6:40 in the morning, which means it had been more than 24 hours since the bomb was placed in the hotel. But even after the deadline, it did not explode. This was a positive thing. On the other hand, the FBI police, bomb squad, and fire department teams present in the command and control center had estimated that this box could contain a maximum of 1,000 pounds of TNT. They had done all the calculations that if it explodes here in the hotel, the pillars of the building will not be damaged. At most, the interiors of the floor will be damaged. Hence, they fitted a small bomb with a control box next to the bomb. The plan was that this plastic bomb will render the control box useless as soon as it explodes, and thus the TNT may not detonate. All the preparations were complete. The surrounding buildings were evaluated and preparations were made to explode the bomb. At this time, it was August 27th afternoon. The whole of Haju was standing 1 kilometer away and watching this scene, and news outlets were recording this scene. Meanwhile, the sound of fire in the hole was heard and the remote control button was pressed. The machine lying in the corridor detonated due to the shock and the bomb blasted, but as written in the letter, it did not have TNT inside it. Later, on checking, it was found that it contained dynamite whose explosion is much less than TNT. But who was the person who planted the bomb? In the investigation, it was found that the person who planted the bomb in Harvey Hotel and Casino was 58-year-old John Biggies, and both his sons were helping him in this work. He had lost his entire life savings in this casino, and that is why he made this whole plan very cleverly to extract money from the hotel owner. Later, it was found that John Biggies had planned to plant the bomb including cash. The helicopter had to be stolen. If the pilot reached the location and landed in the jungle to find a new envelope, John Biggies' sons would have escaped with the helicopter at a location where he had already parked his car. John Burgess was sentenced to 20 years in prison, while his sons were pardoned in return for helping the police. John Biggies died of liver cancer in 1996. After this incident, the hotel owner renovated the Harvey Hotel and relaunched it with a new design and more rooms.